Alright, so let's go ahead and do one more example. Again, the picture's not given. We have to draw the picture itself. We're given the angle B, side A, and side B. Alright, so what's missing? The angle A is missing, the angle C is missing, and it looks like side C is missing again. So we definitely have an SSA or an ASS if you want to go with that route. Alright, so again, picture-wise, B's already obtuse, so it's 113 degrees and 72. So let me go ahead and put it there, right? So it's an obtuse angle, and so we're trying to figure out, right, what's angle B, what's angle C, and then we know that side A is 190, and we know that side B is 244. So we don't know that, we don't know that, and we don't know that. So again, we'll start this journey by trying to find what are my angles using a ratio that's given. So the sine of 113.72 degrees all divided by 244 is equal to the sine of, let's go with A since we know A side, the sine of A all over 190. So if I multiply both sides by 190, right, we basically get that the sine of A is 190, the sine of 113.72 all divided by 244. So if this exists, right, A is the sine inverse of that crazy number. So let's see what we got. Alright, so when I come here and do this, we get the inverse sine of 190 times the sine of 113.72, right, divided by 24, or by 244. And what we get is a value. So that tells us that A is 45.4719. Okay, so again, we usually expect some value. You do a solution just because of the inverse cosine, or excuse me, the inverse sine has at least a quadrant 1 solution as long as things are greater than or less than 1. So there's our quad 1 answer. So we have roughly about a 45 degree, 47, 119. So for that angle, right, what is the other side, or what's the other angle? So angle C, right, would end up being 180 minus the angle that was given, 113.72, and minus the angle we just found, 45, 47, 119. So my angle C would basically be 180, and again, I'm using A plus B plus C is equal to 180 for this particular triangle. So we get 180 minus 113.72 minus 45.4719. And so when I do that, we get 20.8081. 20.8081 degrees. So there's the angles that we have for this particular triangle, right? So this is 20.8081, and this is 45.4719 degrees. So all we have to do now is find side C. So doing that, we'll use the law of sines again. The sine of 113.72 degrees all over 244 is the sine of 20.8081 degrees all divided by little c. As we've seen before, if we cross multiply and divide, our c is 294 sine of 20.8081 all divided by the sine of 113.72. Alright, so reaching for my calculator, we get 244, I'm sorry, wrote that as, so 244 sine of 113.72, right, and we're dividing that by the sine of 20.8081. And so our side C is 628.8368. So C is 628.8368. So 628, 83, 68. So there's at least one solution at this time. It's the one that corresponds with our quadrant 1 that we usually expect. And again, checking things out, my largest angle, right? Oops, I think I messed something up here. Because that, oops, I know what I did. I think I reversed that. So yeah, I have the 113 upstairs. The reason I know something's wrong is because my largest angle should have the largest side. So this calculation, I put it in my calculator wrong. I had this up there. So let me change that. So oops, let's go here. This should be the 20.8081 is up in the numerator. And we're going to divide that by the sine of 113.72. So I caught my mistake. And what I get is something a lot smaller. So C is 94.6764. So apologize for that. Just entered it in my calculator wrong. So you can kind of get a feel how nice that check is. If I hadn't have done that check, I might have not realized I was wrong. So the largest angle has the largest side. The smallest angle has the smallest side, and the intermediate angle has the intermediate side. So there is one of our possibilities. So what about the quad 2, right? So again, we're talking about, let's call that A star, right? We do know that it has a reference angle of 45.4719. So A star, right, is supplementary to that. So it's 180 minus 45.4719. So when I go try to calculate this, we get 180 minus 45.4719. We get another potential answer of 134.5281. All right, and so what about my C star? Well, A star plus B plus C star should equal 180. So if I move these over, right, this one, our C star should be 180 minus the B, which was 113.72, minus the A star, which is 134.5281. I'm going to stop there because this and this is well over 200. So we're going to get C star equaling a negative number, which is a no-go. All right, so this is one of those cases where we ended up with one unique case, and the quad 2 angle that we get doesn't produce a valid situation because we end up with a negative angle, and we don't want a negative angle in a triangle situation. So that one ended up with one solution. So there you have it. And again, that I think you saw that nice quick check, how it can check you out. And I realized I made an entry in my calculator wrong. You guys probably saw that online, and if we were in a face-to-face class, I'd have had my class screaming at me, and we could have fixed it, but I eventually fixed it. So at any rate, right, again, here's our flow chart, right? For the law of sines, we have either an easy situation where two angles are given and a side's given. So those are nice and neat, 7.1. Or you have the ambiguous case like 7.2, where depending on the situation, we might get a domain error, right? So there's nothing possible. We might get one unique solution because the second angle violates our triangle sum law. And then there's other situations where we actually have two solutions, one coming from quad 1 and one coming from quad 2, and they both build their unique, all right, oblique triangle. So that wraps up 7.2. So again, a little bit more work here, a little bit more to think. So make sure you're practicing, show your work. Give me an opportunity to correct it on Canvas. Come see me for an office hour, whatever it takes. Whatever you do, let's finish strong. The end is very, very near, you guys. Talk to you later.